missing money. So if you don't already have a pen and a paper and have an open mindset, and be settled in, because this is a very serious conversation that I feel like pretty much every business owner needs to take part of. And I think it's going to be critical to your success that you not only take part, but you also take action. So I want to talk first about your point of view about money and your point of view about business. And really, some of the things that I've heard and that I've seen here lately that are really, really wrong as it relates to your money and your business. The first of those things being, if you build it, they will come. I hear a lot of people say that. If you build it, they will come. And that's actually not true. It's not true at all. Because more often than not, just because you create a product and put it out there doesn't mean people are going to buy it. There is an entire education that takes place around getting people to buy your product or your service. And just because you think it's a good idea, and it may be a great idea, just because you think that people need it, and people may need it, doesn't mean that they're going to buy it from you. Let me give you an example. So you may say, man, I see a whole lot of people coughing. I'm going to buy them some cough syrup. I'm going to create a cough syrup. Well, there's 1,000 cough syrups out there already. What makes you the expert at cough syrup so much so that they will buy it from you? And if you don't necessarily know how to get them to buy it from you, just the fact that you got a website doesn't mean they're going to buy it from you. And a lot of people think, my product has to be perfect, or that they don't buy because my product is not perfect. They don't know until after they buy your product how good it is. So the quality of your product is neither here nor there, because they don't have a clue as to if your product is good, bad, or indifferent. And more often than not, they don't even know about your product because you haven't taken the right steps to get your product out there. Another thing that I've seen is that you price your product low because you're broke. So you inflict your money image on other people. One of the most valuable things that I ever got out of coaching was the realization that somebody somewhere would pay top dollar for my products and services. I'm going to repeat that so that you understand. Until you go out there and pay top dollar, you don't even realize that somebody will pay you. Has that ever happened to any of you? And as I look in across the names that are here, I know for a fact that some of you, when you didn't pay top dollar for coaching, you didn't understand that people would pay top dollar for your products and your services. And when you start to pay top dollar for something, that opens up your mind to say, you know what, if I'll pay somebody, somebody will pay me. But what you cannot do, and we learned this, in the Fight for Your Money boot camp, hey Jennifer, is that you cannot inflict your money woes on other people. Somebody somewhere, and I want you to type in somebody because I want you to get this. Somebody somewhere has enough money right now to buy your top of the line program, Cash Money. If you believe that, go ahead and type me in the chat. I want you to type me because, see, your job is to find that person. And when you don't understand that, those are days you spend not marketing. And when you don't understand that, those are the days you spend not talking about your product or not talking about your service. When you don't understand it, and I'm going to meet with my mentees after this because I want them to understand that $100,000, let me show you something. All $100,000 is 100 people that buy your product at $1,000. Now let's do some numbers. Let's do some numbers because I really want y'all to get it tonight. I really want you to get it. And if you need some help with this, I need you to go to bit.ly/Black Girl Profits Call and schedule a call with me so we can discuss your numbers, so we can discuss your mindset, so we can discuss what you need to shift to the next level. So the average person on here, can you tell me in the chat how many friends you got on Facebook? The average person on here, can you just give me a round number of how many friends you've got on Facebook? Monique said 4,800. Bernice said 5,000. Makisha said 4,000. Ava said 1,500. Nicole said 4,000. Alicia said 2,500. Shartona said 1,600. Okay, so let's talk about the people with the least number of friends. If you've got, and on average, I see most people have anywhere from 5,000 to 1,500. If you don't have 5,000 friends, you have not been plugging your social media, okay? So let me do this. Give me a total across all your platforms because some people ain't Facebook people. So do you have at least 5,000 friends across all your platforms? Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse, Periscope? Yes or no? Well, Monique, you're almost there if you got 40-something hundred on Facebook. You're almost there. So some of y'all need some remedial social media. I see that now, but it doesn't matter. So let's take the average. The average person here has between 1,500 and 5,000. So I'm going to put that average at about 3,000. So if you need to find 100 people, 10% of 3,000 is 300. Five percent of 3,000 is 150. 1%, 3% of 3,000 is 90. Y'all see me breaking these numbers down? If you haven't shared this broadcast, I need you to go to social media. I need you to go to your Facebook and share this broadcast because the price of admission was free, but you need to bring somebody into the building. Y'all need to get in a habit. I look at my shares sometimes, and I will be honest, It makes me tempted to charge y'all sometimes to come into a session like this, because if you can get here for free, the least you can do is go share on Facebook. And I mean that. I said what I said. So I want you to just think about, what are you willing to do to get in front of this 3,000 people? And sure, all 3,000 of those people don't need your product or your service. They don't. But the chances of them, either them or somebody they know, knowing you and needing your product and service, for you to find 100 people, which we've already identified out of 3,000 people, that's only 3%. How good do you feel your chances are of being able to find 100 people that need your product, need your service, and can afford it? Good, pretty good, or not at all? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Looking at these numbers, how well do you feel your chances are of finding somebody, or somebody that knows somebody that needs your good, pretty good, or not at all? The better your numbers, the better your chance. The more you interact and grow your social media, the better your chance. But what we're going to talk about tonight is what's keeping you from being able to pull that 90 out of that 5,000. Does that help anybody? So let's talk about the first thing. The first thing is definitely startup capital. You need money to get in front of those people. You need an advertising budget. First of all, you need a coaching budget, because you need some strategy. And Shanedra, remind me that we need to start doing social media Saturdays for my clients who got less than 5,000 followers. Every Saturday, I need Courtney to host a class for them. Whatever time y'all want to, between you and Courtney, start a watch party, 8:30, 9 o'clock, Saturday morning, Facebook, LinkedIn, Periscope. They need to know it all. So I'm going to start cleaning up my house, because if your coach has 150,000 followers, you should have at least 15. So I'm going to start there. Even if I'm not there, every Saturday like clockwork, they need to have social media school. What they do after that is them. So you got to have a coaching budget, because you got to have strategy. You got to have an advertising budget, because we live in a pay-to-play society. What does that mean? If you have a business, you're going to need to run ads. You're going to need to run commercials. You're going to need to run a billboard. You're going to need to take advertisements out in the newspaper or in a magazine. I don't know of any business that exists today that should not have some type of advertising and budget, period. You need a marketing budget. That's your graphics and your videos, because again, we're moving into a very aesthetic oriented environment. What does that mean? People like stuff that looks good. Can you sell without your stuff being pretty? You absolutely can. But a lot of you are not that great of salespeople. I'm gonna call it is. It is what it is. See, a real salesperson can get in the jungle and they can sell ice to an Eskimo. But the mass majority of you guys don't necessarily like sales. There needs high-playing people will buy ugly stuff. I'm gonna give y'all an example. Hold, please. Matter of fact, high-paying people buy some of the ugliest stuff. See, again, that's why everybody needs an education of money, because you just think you know money at this point. And until you really, baby, let me show you. I'm finna show y'all something. Hold what you got. Can anybody see my screen? Does everybody know what this is? This is a hot dog. It is a clutch purse that looks like a hot dog. How much do you think this hot dog costs? I'm gonna let y'all make some guesses. 100, 1,000, 500. I'm gonna let y'all make some guesses. I need to see some numbers in the chat on Facebook. Tandiki said 5,000. Shartona said 5,000. This purse is $5,995. This purse that looks like a hot dog is $5,995. This hot dog evening bag is $5,995. If you're blown away, say wow in the chat. That hot dog. That hot dog. And some of y'all act like you can't sell a $5,000 product. That hot dog is $5,000. Hold on. I'm not through yet. Okay. Here we go again. And I chose this particular one for a reason. Here we go. This is a slushy shaved ice evening bag. Can anybody guess how much this evening bag costs? Look, Tandika said 6,500. Desra said 2,000. You still not in the ballpark. So let me tell you why I chose this particular one. I chose this particular one because not only is it $5,695, but there's only one left. I chose this one to show you that somebody somewhere is buying a frozen drink yum crystal clutch evening bag. So much so that there's only one left at $5,695. And when I tell you to charge $10,000 for your program, you act like I'm crazy. And when I show you how to create a program that goes for $10,000 and $15,000 for people to build a business, you hesitate, you drag your feet, you act like you can't listen to me. And for those of you who don't have the level of coaching that I offer to show you how to create products and services at this price point, you need to hurry up and schedule a call with me. Because if they've got $5,695 to spend on an evening bag, this bag is 7 inches by 5 inches. It is a small bag. If they've got that much money to spend on an evening bag, then surely they can buy your products and services. You just don't know how to sell them. You just don't know how to sell them. Should I do one more or should I leave y'all alone? I think I just got to do this one more. And if you haven't already scheduled a call at bit.ly/Black Girl Profits Call so you can learn how to create products and services that sell like this, then I don't know what you're waiting on. Here we go. Michelle, say one more. I got you. How much? How much? You can shape it into a peace sign. You can shape it into a middle finger. It's gold. It's the evening bag. How much? LaShawn says 6K. Leslie says 6K. Desiree said 10,000. Bernice said, I don't even know no more. I chose this one for a reason. This thing on back order, y'all. It is sold so many of these at $6,295. So many of these have been sold that if you wanted to buy one, it's on back order. It's on back order. If you wanted one today, you couldn't even get one because it's on back order. So I did that to show you two things. Number one, I did that to show you that your mindset about money is thrown off. Your mindset about money is completely wrong. I'm going to show y'all one more. Y'all see my screen? How much? How much? Monique said 8,000. Bernice said 55, 250. 1,200, 6K, 7,000. How much? Y'all put a number up. Some of y'all cheating. 4,200, 9,000. This purse is $325. This purse is $325. I did that for a reason. So let me break down what I just showed you. Number one, and I want y'all to write this down. Number one, people have money to spend. Number two, people will buy anything. Number three, is difficult because number three is that you can't judge a book by its cover. You would have never guessed that last bag was only 300. Now I got 2 points. Let me stay in my lane. So the first one was that first purse, because it was made by a name, is that you can choose how much you want to charge for anything. And it is your choice. Jimmy Choo charged what he charged. Manola Blahnik charge what they charge. You can charge whatever you want to charge for anything. You can. And again, people have money to spend and people will buy anything. But I want to show you how the pricing changes your perception. Watch this. Did you notice how when I showed you a $6,000 purse and then I came back and showed you a bigger purse, most people went higher with the price. And then when I told you it was $325, in your mind you thought to yourself, it's only. How many of you thought it's only $325? How many of you thought that? Just say me in the chat. Once we went from, oh, this purse is 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, and then when I showed you the price of a $325 purse. Now, had I showed you that $325 purse first, you may have thought, well, that bag is pretty expensive. But when we went from the thousands and came back down to 325, how many of you said, oh, it's only? I didn't see enough me in the chat because I know I did. I know I did it. When I went and picked it out, I said, okay, I'm going to pick this one because this one is only. Now, had I saw that purse first, I'd have said I'd never pay $400 for that purse. Ever. I wouldn't pay $400 for the hot dog purse. I wouldn't have paid $400 for the icy purse. I wouldn't pay $400 for the middle finger purse. But then when you showed me all of them and then showed me the backpack and said, oh, it's only. Some of y'all have not, and I know I'm skipping, but I'm going to go down here. Some of y'all have not created enough variety in your products. Enough variety, pricing in your products that you give people that either or choice. For that high-end customer, you tell them, okay, it's 10,000. Now, you may tell somebody that and they may say, oh my God, 10,000, I couldn't afford that. Then you tell them, well, I got this one right here. It's only 1,000. That's what I want to teach you how to do. That's what I want to teach you how to do. I want to teach you how to create this $10,000 product. And then I want to teach you how to create this $1,000 product. And so that when people come to you that have $10,000, you can sell it. It can be on back order. But if they don't have 10,000 and you say, well, I got this $10,000 product, and they say, oh no, that's way outside my budget. You can say, well, I got this $1,000 product. And they can say, okay, it's only 1,000. How many of you need me to teach you how to do that? Go ahead and say me in the chat. Because right now, if you've only, and that's what I'm about to teach my clients, if you've only got that $1,000 product, that's a problem. And that's where it starts. So you need to schedule a call at bit.ly/Black Girl Profits Call. Because even you, Michelle, even if you got a food truck, I can show you how to create a $10,000 product. Even if you like playing a harmonica, I can show you how to create a $10,000 product. And that's what I'm working on with my clients right now. Not just how to create it, but how do you get people to say yes? Is this helping anybody? So I'm going to show you one more thing. I want to show you one more thing before we move to the next level. That this should put your products and pricing into perspective. If you're going to help somebody build a whole business, if you're going to help somebody quit their job, if you're going to help somebody do whatever it is that you're going to help them do that's going to change their life, don't you think it's worth more than a purse? I'm going to repeat that. If you're going to spend your time, energy, talking to them on the phone, ministering them up off the floor, saving their marriage, don't you think it's worth more than a purse that gives you the middle finger? Don't you think it's worth more than a purse that's shaped like an old ugly hot dog? Don't you think it's worth? You got to start to wrap your mind around that. And that's what coaching does for you. It helps you wrap your mind around what your time and your energy and your effort is worth, so you're not running around under charging and over delivering, So you're not running around over serving and not serving yourself. It makes a difference. It makes a difference, guys. And it's not a transition you can make by yourself. If you could make that transition by yourself, you would have made it already. So you need the help. And you need to admit you need the help. Or you're going to stay where you are, your products and services competing with a doggone hot dog purse. Now, when I saw that hot dog purse, y'all, I just dipped. When I saw, I just gotta show you one more real quick. I just gotta show you one more real quick. Just so I can rest easy tonight. I just got one more to show for you. Because if you didn't want the hot dog and didn't want the icy, maybe you want the French fries. Anybody want to guess how much the French fries are worth? Anybody want to just take a stab? Somebody said 3,200. I don't know why you would go down. Now, Corinthians, you might love French fries, but do you love them that much? Now, we already know that her purses are going to be in that 5,600 price range. And look what they do. They offer you credit. The little French fries open up, y'all. And that's your purse. $5,600. Are you worth that? Yeah, you can get a payment plan. But see, that's not enough to get people to buy. It's not. It's not. So let's talk about that. And it's small, Chanel. Size ain't got nothing to do with price because that big old rhinestone backpack was only $325. I want to make one more point. Before we go to this next segment, I want to point out that I often hear people say, I can't afford coaching. But I want to point out what I saw tonight is that people find the money for what's important to them. So I want you from now on to stop saying what you can't afford and just be honest about the fact that you're not willing to make the sacrifice. I talked to a new client on the phone today. Her first thought, because she's been following me for years, her first thought was, I can't really afford coaching. And I asked her, I said, what are you willing to give up? She said, well, I pay a couple $100 a month a cable bill, don't really watch cable. And she started going through the list of things that she could live without for now in order to live a better life later. And you know what she told me? She said, you know what, coach? I'm going to find the money. If I have to work extra, I'm going to find the money. If I have to give up some of my creature comforts, I'm going to find the money. I'm going to take this journey with you for a year, because I know that on the other side of this journey, I'm going to be better off. I'm going to take this journey with you for a year so I can learn how to get off my job, make more money. I'm going to take this journey with you because I know it's just a temporary journey. So I'm asking all of you that are watching, are you worth a temporary sacrifice for a long-term gain? So I want to go back to startup capital because to me, startup capital is imperative in being able to get you the things you need in your business. Every Wednesday and Friday, we're hosting sessions about the Paycheck Protection CARES Act and the Emergency Impact Disaster Loan that the SBA is offering. I can't believe so many of you still don't realize you're eligible for government money to invest in your business. I just talked to somebody today that says, I've had my business for 3 years. I didn't think I was eligible. And I had to tell her, you absolutely are. She said, well, I'm not earning any money in the business. They don't ask you that. Nowhere do they ask you that. So if you're not in those sessions on Wednesday and Friday, so you can figure out how you qualify, you need to be there. But another thing we do in our community is we focus on multiple streams of startup capital. We're about to go deeper into grants and sponsorships, business incubators, angel investors, personal credit, business credit. Those are all forms of money that you can leverage in order to compete. Do you guys realize how competitive today's market is? Yes or no? But it all goes back to what something we've always said. And something we've always said is that it takes money to make money. How many of you are in my mentorship and saw me post 2 grants for $10,000 yesterday? I posted a grant for $10,000 yesterday, a grant for $10,000 this morning. I'm about to go in there and post another $10,000 grant that expires tomorrow. I'm about to post another $10,000 grant that doesn't open up until March 1st. I want every one of my clients to put their name in the hat for every dollar that becomes available. And I can tell y'all right now, a lot of people are not willing, ready, or able to go through all of those questionnaires. Matter of fact, it's one of them I got to make my video for to be able to turn it in. But not everybody is willing or able to go through all those questionnaires, and they're leaving money, precious money, on the table. And if you're not in a community already that's forcing you to put your name in the hat for that money, you need to do something different. Let me give you guys the link for Wednesday and Friday. It's bit.ly/ PPP info 2021. If you register on that link, you'll get the Zoom link to come find out more about, does your business qualify for, even if you were working the business and didn't necessarily have a business license in February 2020, you may still qualify. So you need to go to that link and make sure you register. If you're not already in a community that's about getting your bread and making sure that you stay laced up with information about money, you need to schedule that call with me to see how you can get in, how you fit in. bit.ly/Black Girl Profits Call and get on my calendar. Let me proceed to give you what you need. So you definitely need the startup calendar, the startup capital. Let's talk about targeting and branding. If I hear one more person say, I need to rebrand, you can rebrand until you're blue in the face. You can rebrand until you fall out from lack of breath. Rebranding does not necessarily mean you're going to make more money. And what you're about to do is go out there, hire somebody to rebrand you, not have one single solitary conversation about how this branding is going to help you make money. And you're going to go out there with your big old pretty brand and you're going to sit on that same corner not selling anything, just like you did when your brand was ugly. Somebody say ouch. You're going to take that brand new brand out for a spin and you're not going to get any more clients than you did when your brand was ugly. Can anybody tell me why? It doesn't have anything to do with work ethics. Because absolutely. Because not only did you not have a marketing plan, but did you brand with the bank in mind? If you're rebranding, the sole purpose of rebranding, see, can I help y'all real quick? And if you haven't shared this broadcast, share the broadcast. If you've shared it, share it again. Share it in your favorite group. Tag your favorite business owner. Because y'all need to understand that a logo and a business card and a website ain't ever charge it to the game. Don't be over there talking about, ooh, her grammar horrible. I want you to listen to the words. A logo, a business card, nor a website ain't ever made no money by itself. You could have the baddest website, the slickest business cards, but if you don't know why your customer needs what you have, you might well throw all that stuff in the trash. Thank you, Maria. If you have not sat and thought, what is going to make me more money? And if you don't know how to figure it out, I tell people all the time, that's my job and I'm good at it. If you don't know how to take where you are now to that next level, that's my job and I'm good at it. But all the rebranding in the world ain't gonna make you any money unless you have a solid line, not a dotted line, not an inference, not a nod to the profit. You know, I'm gonna do this bank, but nah, we might make some money. You know, that's my favorite noise, right? Nah. Is it gonna make any money once you spend all this time and energy and effort rebranding? Nah. If that's your answer, you're doing the wrong thing. I had somebody tell me that once the person finished rebranding them, they were going to come to me and get help with the profit planning. And I said, well, why is the person that's rebranding you not helping you with the profit planning? It doesn't make sense. Why are y'all paying people for foolishness? If there's no talk of bottom line, if there's no talk of revenue, who cares about your doggone brand colors when your bank account is in the red? Who cares about your brand colors if you're not making any green? All of those things are nice to have. Profit is a must have. And the reason that targeting is so important is because you got to understand the language of the product, of the person you're talking to, compared to what you're trying to sell them. Clearly, I could come on over here all day and talk about French fry purses, and I would probably not sell anyone to anybody over here. But if I go to Rodeo Drive, where Taylor Swift and her girlfriends, where Angelina Jolie and Jennifer Aniston might just pop in, where the Kardashians might just slide through, I could sell them French fry purses all day. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not a problem with your product. Sometimes you're trying to sell your product in the wrong store. I need to see somebody in the chat. If you're getting it, say me. If you understand what I'm saying. So we're so quick to try to reduce our prices. And sometimes it's not your price. It's where are you trying to sell it? And it gives you something to think about. That's why you never see Bentley dealerships in the hood. That's why you never see Chanel stores in the hood. You rarely, if ever, see computer department stores in the hood. Are y'all listening to me close? We think we so Billy bad, but that we can sell our stuff anywhere. Or we move so fast and with such lack of strategy. But again, you're the creator. It's my job to help you with the strategy on where to take it to. But you can go set up shop all. You're remiss. You're remiss to find a bank in the hood. You're not going to find any five-star dining establishments in the hood. So think of your product. If you're selling Popeye's chicken, by all means, put it on every corner in the hood. Liquor store, convenience store. But if you're selling Jimmy Choo shoes, if you're selling Louis Vuitton, you'll never see it in the hood. You need to know who your product is for and where they are. And again, I want to do a check real quick. How many of you have already scheduled your call? Because you know your business ain't going right. You know your business ain't going right. You know you need some help. You know you're not finna keep playing these reindeer games. That's two. I'm waiting. Because at some point you gotta tell yourself the truth about your business and say, I don't want to keep going down this same path. And I'm getting ready to talk in a minute about action and how lack of action cost you. And I talked to somebody today that said, I've been following you for a very long time. And I said, what took you so long? Because had it not taken you so long, you may have been on your journey by now. You may have been on your way by now. And it would have cost you a lot less had you got started a lot sooner. So I'm just putting it out there. Don't wait forever. Why you missing money? I'm gonna schedule a profit planning session in the next couple of weeks. And it'll probably be next Saturday. I'm looking at the calendar now. Because the mass majority of you don't have a profit plan on paper. Go ahead and say, ouch, somebody. You do not have a profit. I didn't say a profit goal. I said a profit plan. You don't have a plan for where you're going to make money. You don't have a plan for when you're going to make money. You don't have that plan. You started writing it and got stuck because you need a coach to do it. I'm back to that. You don't know what you don't know. And a lot of times we sit in a vacuum and try to figure things out. But if nobody ever teaches you, and that's the good thing about coaching, is that the things I teach you, you keep forever. So if you don't ever know, how will you ever know? If you don't ever know, how will you ever know? And to continue to operate a business, not knowing so many business principles. Let me give you an example. The other night when we were on the PPP call and we mentioned that not only the cost of the administrative fee, but also coaching is tax deductible, advertising is tax deductible, your marketing budget, tax deductible. People didn't know that. That is a basic business principle. You're so busy worrying about losing your money. There's no way you can lose money that the government is going to allow you a 100% tax write-off for. That's the ouch. If you didn't know that, that's a super big ouch. Well, I don't know about coaching. I don't want to lose my money. Meanwhile, you got Bill and Bob buying everything that ain't nailed down because they know they can write it off on their taxes. And it's okay if you didn't know. But the truth of the matter is, you can't keep not knowing. You can't keep being in the dark. You got to get an education about money. That's the first thing I said. You got to, in all of your understanding, you got to get an understanding about money because it's too integral to our generational wealth and to our success for us to run around guessing. You got to get an understanding. Last but not least, and I already told you, I'm going to start social media school for my clients. So you need to hurry up and get on board. I need y'all to understand sales and marketing. But more importantly, I need you to understand action. Some of you guys sit around, it takes you forever to execute. You think about things and then you think you're going to do it and then you don't do it. But here's my thing for each and every one of you. If you don't start taking action, you're not going to go anywhere. You're going to sit where you are all day. And it's so unfortunate. If you don't start taking action, you're going to look up, time would have passed you by, thoughts would have grown old, you'll still be in the same position. And it hurts. It makes you angry. It makes you bitter. It makes you tired. There's so much that can be earned by taking action, and so much that can be lost by sitting still. And I'm going to say this in closing. If your biggest fear is that you will make a mistake, the truth of the matter is, when you don't take action, you've already lost. You've already lost. Guys, make sure you go to bit.ly/Black Girl Profits Call to schedule your call. And I look forward to seeing you taking action and moving the needle in your business.